All right, welcome to the students that we have entering into the room here for the Colorado Virtual College Fair. We are going to go ahead and get started very shortly. I just want to remind our students that are joining into the room tonight that if you do have any questions throughout the session for any of the colleges, it does not have to be at the exact time when they are presenting. Please go ahead and use that Q&A button that's at the bottom of your screen. You can address it to a certain college if it's a specific question, or you can also ask questions for all the colleges in general in tonight's event. Students, just want you to know that your camera and your microphone are off, and so the panelists can't see or hear you. Also want you to know that there are many more sessions coming up in many weeks actually into the future. So go ahead and take a look at other sessions being offered and sign up for those. And for our students, this is being recorded. So you will see that recording in a few days, and it'll be available on that same page where you registered for this event. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our presenter from the University of New Hampshire.
Awesome, thank you so much. Hi everyone, this is Nian Quach, and I am your admission counselor from the University of New Hampshire. So UNH is a public flagship research university, and we are located in Durham, New Hampshire. All right, so as you can see on the map, Durham is the quintessential New England college town. We are also an hour north of Boston and 1.5 hours from the majestic White Mountain, which are pictured here. We're also a short 20-minute from the Atlantic Ocean. As a matter of fact, there's an Amtrak train that stops right on campus and will take you directly to the TD Garden where the Boston Celtics play. As you can see, we are literally in the middle of everything, and with the largest transportation system in the state of New Hampshire, we'll definitely make sure to get you anywhere that you need to go. So if you're interested in the outdoors, you love the beach, the mountain, while having a big city nearby, UNH might just be the place for you. All right, with that, we are currently sitting at around 13,000 undergraduate students, making us a mid-sized institution. So what that means is that we are able to offer you the resources, right, the opportunity and the school spirit of a large university, Division I athletics, but at the same time, still able to maintain that intimate and personal connection to your faculty, to your classmates, to the people that you live in the resident hall with. And as a comprehensive university, we actually offer over 150 different majors for you to choose from. So from the liberal arts and humanities, that includes psychology, right, political science, art, theater, dance, all the way to the business, such as finance, management, economic, business administration, and accounting. We all have engineering and physical sciences, including mechanical, chemical, civil, all the way to environmental engineering, computer science, as well as physics and chemistry. We also have a College of Health Sciences and Human Services, which include nursing, occupational therapy, health sciences, and then all the way to the life sciences, right? That include biomedical, animal sciences, marine biology is super popular at the University of New Hampshire, especially for you folks from Colorado. And then we also have the pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dental program, if that's something you're interested in, along with a law school. The majority of classes have less than 50 students, so you're not going to get lots. You really will get the most out of whatever program that you ended up choosing. And we love our undeclared students. That's actually the #1 major for freshmen entering UNH. So if you're not sure what you want to study or have a tons of different interests, don't worry, we got you. We'll help you find what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, and when the time comes, we'll help you transition into the right program for you. All right, so with that, I also want to share that we are one of only 20 universities in the country with the land, sea, and space grant status. So what that means is that we receive funding from organizations like NASA, the National Institute of Health, to do research in all those different areas, right? It's allowed us to attract top-tier faculty and researcher who in turn give you the best education possible. And when you pair that with one of the largest and oldest undergraduate research program in the US, it means you get to take advantage of all these research opportunity and the funding that come with it as early as the sophomore year of your undergraduate career at the University of New Hampshire. All right, and then last but not least, I am so proud to share that to share my pride in working for a university that incorporates sustainability into everything that we do, from research, academic, from using landfill gas to heat our entire campus, 100% renewable energy transportation system, to local organic farm-to-table food in our dining hall, making us one of the top 30 dining programs in the nation. Green is truly our favorite color. So if you are ready for an adventure in the beautiful New Hampshire, you want to make a difference in the world that we're living in, and you love the outdoor, UNH might just be the place for you. So come check us out. Our early action deadline is November 15 for the class of 2021. We also offer merit scholarship to Colorado students. When you apply for admission, we'll automatically consider you for it. And so no extra application is needed for scholarship consideration through the admission process. Also, your admission counselor, again, this is my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to hear from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to our presenter from University of New Hampshire. I just want to then introduce, and just to give students a little bit of the schedule that's happening for this evening. We are in session D8 currently right here. So Seton Hall actually not here just yet. So I am going to pass it over now to our presenter from Northeastern University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Devin Smith, and I'm joining you from just outside Boston, Massachusetts. I'm excited to spend the next few minutes telling you a little bit about Northeastern University. Hopefully by the end of the next couple minutes, you'll understand how our 18,000 undergraduate students get engaged in our community and in the world, and why we see over 64,000 high school seniors choose to apply to Northeastern each year. What really sets us apart is our distinctive model of global experiential education. We believe that learning happens best at the intersection of academics and experience. So when classroom study is integrated with real-world experiences, such as work, research, service, and global study, you become more intellectually engaged and gain a more sophisticated worldview. Our approach to experiential learning begins in the classroom with our student-centered approach to learning. Each student at Northeastern will truly chart their own path, customizing their curriculum from the beginning. Academic flexibility is a priority for our institution, and there are two things that I'd like to highlight that really demonstrate this commitment. First is our core curriculum, which is called New Path. And New Path is competency-based rather than course-based. So students are choosing courses that they're interested in taking across our 7 colleges to fulfill these higher level competency areas, customizing their curriculum by choosing the courses that they're interested in taking rather than choosing courses from a predetermined general education requirement list. The second thing that I'd like to highlight are our combined majors. Combined majors are similar to a double major, and while we do offer double majors, our combined majors have really grown in popularity among our students because they're essentially a more efficient way to double major and combine 2 areas of interest. So when a student pursues a combined major, they will truly combine 2 majors, whether they're from the same college or from 2 different colleges, and work with their academic advisor to identify courses that are interdisciplinary or that examine that area of overlap between those two majors. So they end up completing about 75% of the curriculum for both of those majors. With a traditional double major, students must pursue both majors separately, so they end up completing 100% of the curriculum. Again, experiential learning is really our key focus, and to us, that means the combination of academics and immersive experiences. So at Northeastern, in addition to academic requirements, our students have an experiential learning graduation requirement. So they must complete at least one out of the 4 pillars that we offer, which you can see here include co-op, global, service, and research. Since we only have a few minutes together tonight, I'll touch on our signature co-op program, which many of you may have heard of before. And our co-ops are 6-month full-time work experiences that allow our students to apply what they're learning in the classroom to real-world contexts. Our students will pursue those 6-month work experiences and not take classes during that time. So students are also not paying tuition during that time since they're not enrolled in any coursework. We have over 3,000 employer partners, so co-ops are available to students across all disciplines, and students can choose the number of co-ops that they'd like to complete, up to 3. So you could end up with 18 months of work experience on your resume by the time you graduate. As I said, co-op is not our only pillar of experiential learning, although it's probably our most widely known. And in addition to participating in co-op opportunities, our students have access to a whole host of other experiences, including those that are GLOW-OP, global, service-related, and research. Being located in the city of Boston, our students have access to not only all of the exciting things that are happening on our campus, but everything that the city has to offer. Boston is truly such a great college town, and with so many colleges and universities in our city, there's so much to explore and so much to take advantage of. Here you can see our different upcoming admissions deadlines and possible decisions. Our first deadline is coming up on November 1st, where we have our early decision 1 and early action applications due. And then our second deadline is coming up on January 1st, where we have our early decision 2 and regular decision applications due. I think that's everything that I'd like to share with all of you tonight, and I encourage you to reach out to me via email if you'd like to talk further or if you'd like to learn more about Northeastern University. On our website, you can use our admissions counselor lookup tool to find my contact information, and I look forward to reading your applications. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to head on now to our next school, which is going to be Suffolk University. Just a quick thing, students, just want to remind you of that Q&A down below. Our presenters are able to answer questions in the Q&A chat as well. So feel free to answer or ask your questions there during the presentation. Now on to our next presenter.
Okay, hi everyone. So I am Deandra Brithium and I am an assistant director at Suffolk University. And I'm really excited to talk to you about Suffolk today. So really the first important thing to know about Suffolk is our location. So we are really in the heart of downtown Boston. So if you've ever been to Boston, we are really close. State House and Boston Common is our backyard. And while we are obviously a very urban campus, all of our academic and residential buildings are very close together, and you can walk from one building to another in about 10 minutes or less. So at Suffolk, we truly believe that our students really learn best by doing. And our classes will regularly venture out of the classroom and into the companies, civic organizations, government offices that surround our campus. So one example of that are our broadcast journalism majors who will produce live TV segments right in our own television studio, or our marketing majors who do produce or do work with local businesses in downtown on actual consulting projects. So we do have over 70 majors to choose from between our two schools, our College of Arts and Sciences and our Sawyer Business School. And these courses really, we really do provide access to interdisciplinary courses as well. So if you happen to be a graphic design major in our College of Arts and Sciences, you can definitely take marketing courses in our Sawyer Business School to really enhance that skill set. And we do have a number of accelerated grad programs as well for our students. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely something you can take advantage of. And we also do have an accelerated law program as well. And what I really think is awesome about Suffolk is you really have all of these resources and options and opportunities being in downtown Boston. And you never have to sacrifice your identity. So you will never languish in the back of a 500-seat lecture hall. Your professors get to know your name, your learning styles, your goals and aspirations, and they really do serve as awesome mentors for our students. So always, guiding students. A lot of our professors are well known in downtown Boston too, so they're constantly connecting our students with awesome internship opportunities and bringing guest speakers to campus as well. And a lot of our alumni end up working right downtown too, which is really awesome because then they find it very easy to come to campus as guest speakers and also are mentors for our students. Another unique option we have at Suffolk is we do have our own campus in Madrid, Spain. So you can actually start your college career in Madrid if you want and spend up to 2 years there. You can also do a traditional semester abroad there as well. We do also have summer programs in Madrid, and all of these courses are taught in English, but your travel opportunities really do multiply while you're in Madrid, and you really get that awesome exposure to the Spanish language. We also do have several other study abroad programs in several different countries, and maybe a semester abroad isn't a fit in your schedule or not something you want to do. We do have some other options that are just a week long as well. And we do have a global getaway program as well, which is open to first-year students their spring semester, and that is also in Madrid. But many students who participate in these programs really return with life-changing experiences. And as you can probably see, Suffolk is really a true global experience, whether you travel abroad or you stay right here in Boston. There are also a ton of different ways to get involved here at Suffolk. And many of our students are involved on campus, but a lot of these extracurricular activities students are involved in really help our students enhance their communication skills, their teamwork skills, as well as their leadership skills, which are also so important. So we do have 100 plus different clubs and organizations to get involved in. We have 19 NCAA Division III athletics. Another really big thing at Suffolk is community service. And our students are really known for giving back. And this community service happens through our classes. It definitely happens through some of the student groups. And it definitely also happens through our community for student engagement, which is constantly providing students with different community service opportunities. Another thing we do offer at Suffolk is an alternative spring break programs. And these are also a great way to get involved. One of the trips that students participated in was actually to Cambodia to work for Habitat for Humanity, so that was a great opportunity for our students. Obviously, we do offer financial aid for students, and almost all of our students do receive financial aid. We only require one form, so we only require the FAFSA. So you can start filling that out if you are a senior starting tomorrow, which is very exciting. But another really awesome thing about Suffolk is, in being in Boston, is it really does provide the perfect backdrop for student diversity. And the Suffolk community is also very similar and made up of people from all around the world. And a quarter of our student population is actually international students. And these students really do span the spectrum of race, gender identity, income level, and much more. So that's really all I have to talk to you about today. Really hope to connect with you. Our website is definitely a great resource for students. So definitely feel free to check out our website, which is suffolk.edu. And again, we do have, we also have a counselor section too. So definitely look for my name and feel free to reach out with any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much. We are going to move on now to our presenter from Williams College.
Okay, hello everybody. I think my mic is on. Hold on 1 second. I have a funny setup on my screen. Well, I'm going to assume it is. Okay, so hello, I'm Barbara Robertson, and I'm going to talk to you about Williams College. And I'm going to give you an overview of what the college, what we offer. I'm also going to give you lots of pictures so you can get a look of what it looks like. I'm going to give you some information about what makes us a little different than some of other liberal arts colleges, because we are a liberal arts college as opposed to a university like some of the other schools that you're hearing about today. So we're located in the beautiful Berkshires of Western Massachusetts. So we're on the New York-Vermont border. We're about 3 hours from Boston and 3 hours from New York City. And our 2,200 students come from a really wide range of backgrounds and places, as you can sort of see on your screen right now. We're a really tight-knit community in a rural area, and our students really work together to make it genuinely caring and accepting place. Our academics are really at the core of what we do. They're incredibly strong. And our students really get to know their professors because we have a particularly low student faculty ratio. It's 7:1. And average class size is 13. So students can study whatever they want to. They get to choose from 64 areas of study, and they're working very closely with those professors as they do so. We're a liberal arts institution, so a little different than some of the universities you're learning about. And basically, you don't have to choose your major till the end of your sophomore years, and you don't need to know what you want to study when you come in. You can keep that quite open. And of course, you can be part of our pre-med, pre-engineering, pre-law programs as well. Our students are really collaborative and supportive of each other. It is not a cutthroat atmosphere at all. And there are no required courses for any of our students. And since there are so few requirements, it's really easy to double major, and about a third of our students do so. One of our most unique aspects of the Williams education is called the tutorial. It's a semester-long class, and basically the thing to know about it is that it's a 2-person class, 1 professor, 2 students, and that's it. 10% of all the classes that are offered at Williams are tutorials, and they're offered in all areas of study. So here's a picture of a music one. They're in all areas. And here's another. They're not required, but more than 50% of our students do take a tutorial. And again, you can take it from your first semester to your last in any area of study, regardless of what your major might be. Research is something that's also really important to Williams, that we've chosen to make a priority for our students. We only have undergraduate students, but they can all do research, again, from their first year to their last, and they're paid to do so. So research is a paid experience at Williams. We're among the all-time leaders in the liberal arts colleges for our faculty getting National Science Foundation funding, which is great. But our research, as I said, isn't limited to science. You can do it in any area. And basically, our students are doing research at the level of a graduate student. We don't have graduate students, so we need our undergrads to work at that level. Some students will do research during the year, and about 300 stay every summer in our beautiful rural area to do research in the summer. Favorite time of year for our students is winter study, which is 3 weeks in the middle of winter, where most of our students are on campus taking one of hundreds of classes. They're all pass-fail, very experiential. A lot of them are a lot of fun. And there's also a lot of free time because the classes tend to be 6 to 8 hours a week. So it's 3 weeks where you also have a lot of time to play outside in the snow, learn how to ski, drink cocoa inside, like that. How our students live is really a big part of how we build community. So our first year students all live together in entries. 20 to 40, excuse me, students live together with 4 to 6 juniors who volunteer to live with them and to be their mentors. And they're called junior advisors. Every Sunday night at 10, all of our first year students in their entries are gathering at 10 o'clock p.m. For snacks, just a time that all year long they get together. And most students have singles at Williams. If you want, you can have a roommate though. And after your first year, you can decide to live in whatever way you like. It could be a dorm, but you could also live in a co-op or a house. And housing is promised for all 4 years, and a few of our seniors do live off campus. A lot of our students like to study away. 50% of our juniors will go away for a semester or for the year. There's lots of programs they can go to. Their financial aid goes with them, so that's totally portable. It'll never be more expensive to go away. And the 2 programs that Williams offers is a full year at Oxford University or a program on the sea with many days spent sailing. Our students are doing really well after they graduate as well. We have a career center, and our 30,000 alumni make internships, workshops, all kinds of opportunities available. And once they graduate, they're employed and they're going to some of the top universities. Great financial aid. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to let you see that slide and tell you that we are a holistic program for admission, as we always have been. So cutting it off there because I've gone a little over, but thanks so much. And of course, just go online to learn more. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Williams College. And I am now going to turn it over to our colleague from Worcester Polytechnic.
Perfect, thank you. Let me share my screen so everyone can see what I'm going to be talking about. So first off, welcome everyone. My name is Tyler Gibbs. I'm an assistant director of admission with WPI, and I read all the applications for students who apply from Colorado. But now to dive into WPI specific stuff. So we're Worcester Polytechnic Institute. We're a medium-sized school with about 4,500 undergraduate students and about 2,000 grad level students. As I'm sure many of you know, we're a STEM-based institution where all of our programs involve science, technology, engineering, and math. We have 12 engineering programs, computer science, game design, your more traditional math and science programs like actuarial mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry. And we also have a business school if you're looking to study business. And like most schools, you can double major and minor. Vast majority of students do that. And we also do have 4- and 5-year programs. So if you have questions about those, I'm happy to help answer that. But now just to dive a little bit more in about who we are, we're located in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is actually the 2nd largest city in all of New England. It's located right in the heart of the state of Massachusetts. And you can see right here in the middle, this is WPI, all these brick buildings and the athletic fields on the right. So get an idea of where we're situated. Downtown is about a mile from campus in the back, as you can see there. But what I actually really want to talk about today is something that really makes WPI WPI. It makes WPI different from a lot of other institutions you might be looking at. And that's what's called the WPI plan. This was instituted back in the 1960s by professors and administration at the time that wanted to reinvent the way they delivered their science and engineering education. And there are 4 key components that I want to talk about today with everyone on this call. The first is our academic calendar. So the way we divide our calendar is very unique. Most colleges have 2 semesters in an academic year where you do 4 or 5 courses over a 15 or 16-week semester. At WPI, we actually have 4 terms. Each term is only 7 weeks long, and you only take 3 classes a term. You cover the exact same material in a 7-week span as you would in a 15-week semester, but you're only taking 3 classes at a time. In order to cover that same material that you would cover over a larger semester, you meet more often. So instead of meeting once or twice a week like you would at a semester-based school, our students actually meet 4 or 5 times a week in those 3 courses to cover that same material. So it is definitely a faster paced environment. As you can see from the breakdown, we creatively named our terms A, B, C, and D term. And you can see the calendar where each term lies. And the cool thing is between each term, you have a nice break. So between A and B terms, students have 10 days off. In between B and C terms, students have a whole month off. and between C and D terms, students have another 10 days off. They just took finals, and they have 10 days off to just relax, do whatever it is they want to do. Now, the second component of the WPI plan that I want to chat about is called our non-punitive grading policy. And so at WPI, you can receive 1 of 4 grades in a class as your final grade, an A, a B, a C, and what we call a no record, which we refer to as an NR. What an NR is if you're going to get below a C in a course, so a D or an F, instead of giving you a D or an F on your transcript, you'll actually earn an NR. It doesn't show up on your transcript. It doesn't affect your GPA. It'll be as if you never took the course before. Now, there are a couple reasons why we do this. One, to help with the transition to college. You know, we don't want to punish you if you struggle your first term or two at WPI. And so you could NR a class or two your freshman year and still finish your first year with a perfect 4.0. And on the flip side, we want students to challenge themselves, to take courses outside their comfort zone. So as an upperclassman, you can take that higher level class or take that class outside your wheelhouse. And if it doesn't go well, you can NR that class and it won't affect the GPA you worked so hard to build up. Now, just because we have this policy doesn't mean it's being used a lot. Our average NR rate per student over 4 years is 0.6. And then our grades A, B, and C, no pluses and minuses. An A's an A, a B's a B, and a C's a C. And the reason we do this is to cut out the competitiveness that comes with STEM-based institutions. Now, the third component is our flexible curriculum. At WPI, there's no one right way to be an engineer or a scientist or mathematician. So we let you choose the classes you want to take in order to fulfill your degree requirements. Now, the last component, and this is what I really want to chat about today, is our project-based learning. At WPI, every single one of your courses is going to involve some type of team-based project work. And there are a couple large-scale projects you are required to complete in order to graduate. I'll talk about 2 of them today. The first you can see in the bottom left-hand corner is your IQP. This is your interdisciplinary project, your interactive qualifying project completed in a team of 3 to 4 WPI students, all with different majors where you're using your STEM skills to solve a social issue facing the country or the world. Now, this is a project a lot of students actually choose to study abroad to complete, which I'll show on the next slide. And then the one in the bottom right-hand corner, your MQP, is completed your senior year. This is your major qualifying project. This is a project that directly relates to your major. You'll complete it in a team of 3 to 4 WPI students of your choosing. In this project, you get to choose whatever it is you're interested in doing. So a lot of students look forward to this project because it's something that they can present to show, hey, I actually learned something during my time at WPI. So I mentioned about our global projects. So that junior year IQP project counts as 3 whole courses. So if you think back to our academic calendar, at WPI, you do 3 courses over an academic or over one of our terms. And so instead of students going abroad to take classes, they go abroad to complete this junior year project. So when they go abroad, they're solely working on this project with a business or an organization in the local area. They're not taking classes at the same time. So it's essentially a 7-week immersive internship program. And so you can see we have 50 different project centers all over the world where students can study abroad. We also have a global scholarship that every admitted student is awarded up to $5,000 to help alleviate the cost of studying abroad. And so that's something that really allows our students to afford to go abroad. That's all I have for today. But again, my name is Tyler Gibbs, Assistant Director of Admission with WPI. Email tyler@wpi.edu. You can check us out on our website. I'm the only redhead on staff. I stick out like a sore thumb. And then also check out our virtual open houses that are starting up this week through the month of October. And if you want to hear more, sign up for something I'm scheduled for.
All right. Thank you so much to our presenters. We actually have still a little bit of time remaining just because we were missing out on one of those universities. So students, do want to remind you that you are still free over the next 10 minutes. Our presenters are here and able to answer chat Q&A questions. But I would like to pass it back around to our panelists. We'll start in order, and maybe for 45 seconds to a minute, maybe one last thing that you really wanted to leave students with, or maybe is there a special tradition or superstition on campus, or maybe something that's a little more unique that you want to share with our students, and we'll continue in that same order we started with.
Absolutely, yeah. So, wow, Karen, that's a question that will take all day because UNH is 150 years old, so it's a long, long history of tradition. But, I really just want to reiterate, a student from Colorado have found, a public flagship university out in with the outdoors, if that's something that you're interested in. I think that student really find UNH to be a good fit. If that's, if they want to go hiking, skiing, snowboarding. We do have a ski Division I ski team, Nordic and Alpine. So do want to point that out. So just people who love the outdoors, right? And want to be in a different areas of the country, but kind of help with the transition and feel connected to nature and all of that. I think definitely encourage students to check out UNH as an option.
And Northeastern.
Hi again, everyone. Devin Smith here from Northeastern University. I will just touch on a couple of things that make us unique that I didn't get to mention before. The first thing that I'll point out is our NUN program, and that's a global experience specifically for first-year students. So I want to just take this time to make everyone aware that if you are applying to Northeastern, that is a possible admissions decision that you could receive, and I'm happy to share more information with you about that program if you'd like to email me or check out our website. And the second thing that I'll share is about the Northeastern Promise. With regards to applying for financial aid, one thing that we're really proud of is the Northeastern Promise, which is our commitment to meeting a student's full demonstrated financial need as evident through their two forms of application, which are the CSS profile and the FAFSA. So two good things to know about the admissions process and what we can offer here at Northeastern, but happy to take your questions and continue the conversation if anyone wants to shoot me an email and set up a time to talk. Thanks for attending.
And for Suffolk.
Hi everyone, DeAndre here again. I will just touch on our virtual visit options. We do have a lot of options for students. So we do have a virtual tour that I would definitely recommend taking advantage of, so you can really get to see what campus is like, what our buildings are look like, residential and academic. We do also host virtual info sessions, and we will also waive the application fee for any student who attends any of our virtual sessions, so definitely take advantage of those. And we do have some fall preview days coming up on October 19th, and there is one in early November as well. But definitely take a look at our website at our virtual options and take advantage of those. And please feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you may have.
And to Williams.
Hello again, Barbara Robertson from Williams College. I think you're all very brave being in Colorado and considering all these New England schools. We're very far away, but as my colleagues have pointed out, we all have students from Colorado and we love it. And we really love building communities that are made up of students from all over the country, from all over the world. And it's really what makes all of our schools interesting. So consider all your options, and thank you for thinking about New England. I guess I wanted to just make sure, that Williams is just within this panel, the small liberal arts school of the group. And as you're exploring all of your options, I think that's something to think about. Trying to picture yourself in a wonderful, bigger environment in the middle of a city is a very exciting way to go. Or the Williams option, which is really being in a very small community with total of 2,200 students where everybody knows each other very well and it's very intimate. And there's just so many different ways to look at your own education. I know at Williams, one of the things that our students really love about it is the ability to really make it their own. So with no single class required, and a real multidisciplinary emphasis, our students are really pleased to be able to build their own education and chart their own futures in a really, really small community that is probably a great option for some of you and not for others. So it's just something to really think about. We're all very thoughtful in the things that we offer, and then you just have to find the grouping that works for you, that's the right match for you in particular. The only other thing I want to say is, one thing about being the small liberal arts college is that comes with a price tag, obviously, you're probably aware of that. Which is why I always want to make sure, and I was a little rushed at the end to point out that at Williams, we have a very large endowment, we're lucky, and so that financial aid is really, really great, and we will meet need, which includes things like your transportation, etc. So thank you. We all have wonderful online programs, so if anything has sparked your interest, you should check out all the different ways you can meet our students, see our campuses, etc. online.
All right, and on to Worcester.
Perfect. So, you know, WPI's community, I think, is a very special community, and the traditions at WPI, I think, really contribute to that. Students take a lot of pride in WPI and the traditions, and they want to upkeep that every year, which, like I said, I think helps build the community. So one that I'll touch on, that's my favorite just because it's right near where my office window overlooks. So you can see over my shoulder that statue, that's Gompy, that's our mascot. It's a goat. Yep, it's a goat. It's named after Gompy Kuwata, who was one of our first international students back in the late 1800s. The class gift at the time was a goat, and the student body elected a student to be the keeper of the goat, and creatively they elected Gompy Kuwata, whose initials were GK, goat keeper. You can see where that happened. But anyways, that's how we got the goat. We really embraced it. But there's the goat statue, and then along, right into the middle of the quad, there's the seal of WPI, and all the paths converge to that one seal. And the legend goes, if you step on the seal during your time at WPI, you won't graduate in 4 years. But there's a way to reverse that curse. If you step on the seal, you have 30 seconds to run and rub Gompy's hoof. And my office is literally right next to that statue. And so within the first 3 weeks of school, you see all the first year students running to rub Gompy's hoof because like they want to graduate in 4 years. So that's kind of a creative one. And we have a whole bunch, secret societies, bridge crossing, Google it all and you'll see it. But reach out to me if you do have questions. I can connect you to any current students. My sister went to WPI, just graduated in May. I'm a current grad student at WPI, so I have a lot of unique perspectives that I can help share with that.
All right, so students, we are about wrapping up here. We're almost at time. I haven't seen many questions come through in the last couple of minutes, so I'm guessing that most of our questions have been asked and answered. Of course, students, you saw contact information for our presenters, and you can see their names here for our Colorado students. If you are wanting to reach out to any of our folks, please feel free to do so. Since I haven't seen a question come through, I think that we will go ahead and end our session. Thank you. One couple of things to our students. I want to remind you that when you do click out of our meeting today, there will be just a short 4-question survey that will be asked. Please answer that for us, students. It just helps us to plan future programming and see maybe how this session was different than others that you've attended, and so we can continue to change as we go. Again, I know there are many more sessions upcoming, even this evening, if you'd like to join a few more. And again, this recording will be available on that website where you signed up to attend. So thank you all for joining us this evening, and have a good night. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.